Hello everyone, Alex here. Today we're going to talk about Convergence crisis, the three colors, mighty, agile, and tactical. I did push them a little bit more, a little bit higher up, but still number 4 here. So I'm in every one of them at the 14 stage. Let's start with mighty. So Mighty was one of them that you don't really need to build a team around it. It's nice to have like a burn team synergy because other ones are. This, for example, is very tricky to activate. You need to invest into Vixen, and I didn't. I didn't particularly need Superboy and his team synergy to get through it. I did get through until like 13 something, all without using any team synergy. That's something what I want to talk about. Like, you don't necessarily need to have team synergies active. You don't need to build Vixen. Superboy and Superman DCU are a great pair that you only need one character to activate that, and they have value elsewhere, but you don't need to build a full burn team just to get through the mighty. Frankly, it's like the Wonder Woman show. She does a lot by herself. You can make a team that doesn't have to have a team synergy active. For example, something like this. Or you could use like a different DPS, like Superman, like Batman, like a guy. I'm sure if you had Hal, it would be amazing, and you could go like Wonder Woman Hal and clear everything. So you don't need to force a team synergy here just because it looks like it that you need to push the content. No, many times it's better to have a team like this, or even like something like with Penguin or with Superman DCU as a main tank, so you have a lot of protection for Wonder Woman, for example, against opponents that do a lot of back row damage, like an Ivy, that you cannot really control her ultimate. To a big degree you can, like you use your ultimate first, you may have Lasso, at rank 5 it also puts out Silence, you have the stun here with the Batmobile, so you can just reset it until it happens, but Wonder Woman basically carried me up to here with a little bit of help in chapter 14 primarily of Superboy and Superman DCU. I really like Two-Face in here. Two-Face gives 18% damage application and I think 15% lifesteal to the back row characters, so you have more sustain with Wonder Woman. Sometimes if you want sustain you can put Chaos Crystal on her instead of Lasso. Sometimes if you want control, more silences, and you have it at rank 5, then you can put a Lasso. If you want to really push it, you can put Superboy and give Chaos Crystal to Superboy and Lasso to Wonder Woman, or you also have Hal and then you don't care, you have 2 great DPS that can clear everything. But many times it's better to not have any team synergy active at all and have a lot of more protection, because they will take a while to get through Invulnerable from Superman DCU. You have back row protection both from a Peacemaker that puts out shelter without consuming an ultimate every turn, and with Blue Beetle's passive, and you have more sustain from Two-Face that gives you some lifesteal, that gives you some damage that a way to have sustain is just to kill the opponents first. As I said, you can put like Penguin in here, and if you have Penguin, you have some back row damage reduction when he has his umbrella up, and you put 10% more damage out. I'm sure if I had a big John, maybe I would use him as a main tank instead. And one more reason that you don't necessarily need a team synergy. You don't need to squeeze characters in here to force a team synergy. As I said, I cleared up to 1330 without really using Superboy. Some situations though, it's nice to have like a super, maybe replace him because we don't already have some back row protection with Peacemaker, and you could go a. You have a team synergy active. You don't necessarily bet too much that you have too many detonations that reduce the opponent's block rate, but you have the extra stats, 12%. Sometimes it's better to have like more mechanical stuff that protect Wonder Woman, and you can clear it. Yeah, Hal, as I said, will probably would be even better, but you don't need to have him here. You can just kind of force like other tanks. You have many great mighty tanks that they can do a little bit different things. Like you have like even Bright I used for a while and see her revive and stuff, and even like Superman DCU with is invulnerable. They would take a while to go to the back row, and Wonder Woman would reach her second ultimate and clear them. That's kind of what you want to do here. It's a Wonder Woman show. She can carry you until very late game here. If you can activate team synergy here, great. You don't have to. Batman also has a team synergy that I checked, and you can activate that with Guy and Superman DCU, or with John if you have him. It's not terrible to do. It didn't make sense for a while to do that. I think Guy didn't have it, or it was just small. So I never built a Vixen for that. I didn't never build a burn team, and you can still like have Wonder Woman carry you. But I would recommend building Superman DCU and Superboy anyways, besides like the Convergence Crisis. So that's kinda what I would recommend in many situations to run, and it brought me until 14-19. Maybe Hal can help you push a little bit more or some situations, but Superboy also helps with the damage to some degree. Then you have the Agile. You kinda need to have a big Deathstroke to push it. He's still squeezy. There are some situations which are a little bit annoying. I think there's a great team here that you have like a. Even if Deathstroke dies, you can have like sustain and with a Nightwing passive and have him at bad 30 so he deals some damage. And Ocean Master counter attacks, you can still clear the remaining 3, for example, that will be alive. But if you can manage to have Deathstroke squeeze a little bit more damage, then it's a lot easier. And when he's at rank 10, his ultimate only costs 1. And when Pandora is at badge 30, when she does her ultimate, she gets one more ultimate point for free. So you can really play around with that. You can open with Deathstroke ultimate and Aquaman, so maybe there's someone annoying in the front row that does a lot of damage. You put an exhaust on them, and you have Deathstroke going in first for a lot of damage. Or you can wait until the opponents do a little bit more damage on you, or maybe they're faster than you, and then you can open with a Pandora ultimate, heal everyone. She also has life steal, so she can drain a little bit up, and gain 1 ultimate energy back that at rank 10. Deathstroke's energy goes from 2 to 1 for his ultimate, so you can open again with 2 ultimates. It's very nice. There's a lot of sustain in this team. Deathstroke with a Chaos Crystal really can stay alive, and I only have him at badge 20. I will at least bring him to 25. It will give him a little bit more life steal, I think 4.5% or something. I don't know if I will bring him to 30, just straight damage, but this is, and you have Aquaman being really clutch here many times, bringing people under invulnerable and protecting them. He can block a little bit and fit into Ocean Master. You have Ocean Master team synergy. For a while I used a Red Hood in here, and he was kind of nice. sometimes the revive could, like for example, I had him on the back row getting hit by opponent's Robin that would kill anyone from my team, but then at least he revived, he did an ultimate for free against the opponent's Robin, did some damage onto him, maybe did a basic and contributed a little bit more for getting ultimate energy back, maybe even put a second Robin ultimate. So that's a nice trick that you can do if you have a little bit of investment into him, but you can kind of get through with his team. You can have Aquaman step in and protect someone like Ocean Master that's already very beefy, and Ocean Master can survive with 10% HP, and then you have like Aquaman keeping him under invulnerable. Maybe I have Trunk 9, he also cleanses the bleeds, and Pandora healing him back up, and also Aquaman heals for 15%. Very early game I used Kid Flash a lot and he was nice. You can kind of try Bane, but I hired a very big Bane as a mercenary and he didn't really help a few weeks ago, and he didn't really help me push one more stage here. I didn't really have a lot more value by having him, even though he's fun to play with. Yeah, Kid Flash, as I said, is nice. You can make 11-seed kids team, like an anti-hero. There's many anti-heroes in here, even Red Hood. So you can make a team out of that if you have an investment into them. I still think my team I have now will in most situations be better, but if they are ranked 10, they are a strong team. Robin I kind of force early game, same as Green Arrow. They helped me a little bit, especially Green Arrow was contributing with the damage when I had a very small Deathstroke, but was kind of limited, was the last one that the one that I was more behind. I'm sure a big Cheshire would contribute here. I tried her rank 8 and he doesn't really get to go under invulnerable, she dies very quickly, but it's definitely a nice option. As you see, on almost all of them I have like usually those three reinforcements. I have a Possessed by Fear Parallax that you do more damage and have more damage reduction and amplification for your main DPS. You have a stun that can help you if you get good RNG. So if the stun lands many times on someone that their ultimate would kill you, then a different opponent will do an ultimate that may be more beneficial for you, less harmful. So sometimes you rely on that if it's a very difficult node. And this is just to clear with Deathstroke, not necessarily the best, because sometimes they already have 15 stacks of bleed, so they kind of waste it, or he doesn't particularly spread the damage apart on the opponent's back row. But I don't really need like a healing. Maybe you can do this. Maybe you can have a light of protection to help keep Aquaman alive a little bit, I guess, or just have like the throne to give you a little bit more energy potentially, or a little bit of defense. Helps a little bit. But in all three, I have, generally speaking, those three reinforcements because usually they do the best. With a blue, with a tactical, this is generally speaking an awesome team. Terrific synergy at rank 10. He helps you do more superpower damage. He gives you life steal. He helps you, heals you when he cleanses debuffs from himself. And then you can open with a, if you put Lasso here on Constantine, he opens with a very big damage area of effect ultimate. He can put some silences out, and then your team stays alive long enough for Sinestro to do his ultimate and start killing people. You have Raven here, he adds more debuffs and they can potentially revive someone. I like Zatanna here in the front row. I don't care if she dies, but you can have like if you have Sinestro with Chaos Crystal, maybe he will stay alive. Sometimes I mess up in Ivy, either instead of Constantine, if you really want to kill the opponent's back row before they kill you, but also instead of Sinestro. There are some other poison characters here, like Swamp Thing. If you want to force it to make a poison team, you could maybe to some degree get value out of it with also Dr. Poison. Early game, I know I was using Ivy and how's his name, Scarecrow, so it's not unfathomable. Probably it will be a nice team to make if you don't have Sinestro, but still Constantine is an awesome character that does area of effect, and sometimes he's very clutch. Maybe here the new guy will go in the Kyle Rayner, how's his name? I used Lex here for a while with a Grot as a second tank. Then you can have like more debuffs and fit into Sinestro with Grot, not with Lex. Lex doesn't particularly help with the debuffs. Maybe you do something like Swamp Thing and have more debuffs, I don't know, or Mera as a second tank. Generally speaking, I love this team. It's amazing. You could go with a Sinestro team synergy and do a lot, but when you have at rank 10, terrific, almost in all cases, would be better to run them like this because you have a lot of burst damage up front. You can kill people even with the first Constantine ultimate. If you have Lasso and you go first because of Zatanna, it's really a great team.